There is a mother who is currently mourning her child. On top of losing your 2-year-old, you don't know where they are laid to rest. You are not at the funeral because the father of your child wouldn't let you. You didn't even see the remains of your child. That is how wild this next story is. Amugela kunqubo yami bomtaba dad bomtaba gogo bomtaba auntie bomtaba sissy. I am Sims and it's at the right Sims. Now, over the course of this past weekend, we as a nation heard one of the most devastating stories when it comes to two people that have a child but are no longer together, so they are now forced to co-parent. But before we get into it, I have the amazing Alicia, who is the host of the Begin Again podcast, where every story is about starting over and getting a second chance. And this is one amazing podcast, if I can say so myself. It gives you hope. It gives you that thing, you know?
My name is Alicia, and I will be your host for the Begin Again podcast, where we discuss everything starting afresh.
I remember this other time when he was beating me like that. I was laying on the floor and I was staring at him. He was like, "Don't look at me." I kept on looking at him. It's like, "Don't look at me." And I remember telling him, "Hori, your day is coming."
My leg was literally broken in half.
In half?
Don't forget to subscribe to Alicia's channel. We are unpacking one of the most painful stories we have heard over the course of the weekend regarding Lesego Pase. Lesego is the mother of a 2-year-old baby that sadly passed on under the care of the father, who is Unduna Oberon. So Nduna and Lesego were in a romantic relationship, but then the relationship ended and Lesego and Nduna have a baby together, right? So now, due to the toxicity that went on between them, it was up to the courts to decide. And unfortunately, the child's primary caregiver was Unduna and Lesego had visitation rights. Okay. So, while the baby had been under the care of the father, Lesego had pointed out on several occasions that she was very unsettled by how Nduna is parenting their child, because she alleged that Nduna wanted to take the child to Limpopo to perform some rituals without her presence being there, and Lesego expressed her not wanting that to happen and her not wanting to perform any kind of ritual on the child. Okay. Then there was another incident where Lesego expressed that she did not like that the child was close to the pool because she was afraid the child might drown. Okay. And then on the 24th of October, unfortunately, her worst nightmare came through. English, don't fail me when I'm talking about such a painful story. Her worst nightmare came true. Okay, she was informed that her 2-year-old baby was no more due to a drowning incident that had taken place at the residence. Okay, 2 caregivers, 2 nannies, took the baby out of the pool, but unfortunately it was too late because the baby had already drowned. Now, when Lesego was making a follow-up with Unduna regarding this incident, because she heard about this like in the most unpolite manner, just devastating way, because Unduna was just so nonchalant about it allegedly, and he was just matter of fact about your baby is no more because the baby drowned, you know. And then Lesego was calling the police, calling the paramedics, just wanting to get to the residence, but unfortunately she was not allowed. When the paramedics got there, she alleges that the paramedics informed her that the baby was found facing up in a bedroom and not at the scene where the incident took place. The baby was facing up and lifeless. So she could not understand, because she was suspecting something else took place, man. She was suspecting that maybe Unduna had unalived the baby and claimed that the baby lost their life at the pool, you know. And while she was trying to just deal with all of this and find out what is going on, and obviously you would want a post-mortem, all right, you would want to make arrangements for your child, but she was not given that opportunity. You know what happened? Because this incident occurred on the 24th of October, and immediately on the 25th of October the baby was laid to rest. Yes, there was no post-mortem conducted. The child lost their lives under suspicious circumstances, therefore not granted a death certificate, you know. But then Unduna, because of his dealings and ways, found a funeral parlor. I just wanted to find the name of this funeral parlor. So he found a funeral parlor that was willing to help Unduna bury the child without a death certificate, and just the following day after the incident occurred. This is insane to me. This is wild to me. How do you not give a mother an opportunity to bury their own child? Okay, the mother only saw the funeral online from posts from the people that were attending the funeral. She was not at the funeral. She did not see her child. She was not given an opportunity to put her child to rest. Isn't that the most devastating thing that you have ever heard this morning? After burying his child, Nduna went on to party. Less than 24 hours that the child was no longer. I need this man beneath the jail. She has now opened a formal inquest, and people are making donations because everyone's heart is going out to Lesego. You know, you can only imagine the pain of losing a child and then not being able to put your child to rest because of the person you have a child with. You know, I highly agree, Khori. There is something more sinister that is happening around this. There is something much more deeper that is happening around this. My heart goes out to Lesego, and man, I know I may not relaying the story as best as I can. It is because I am like in shock. I cannot believe there are people like Nduna walking around. Guys, please be careful, be super careful about the people you have children with. And I'm sorry, because I know that sometimes a man will present his bestest image to you until you have a child with them, and then they do a complete 360. My heart goes out to this beautiful life that was lost without even being given a chance to live. Nduna, I hope you suffer for the rest of your life. I hope you pay with everything in you for what you have done. Lesego, my sincerest condolences. Let's talk in the comment section down below.